This is worse than Billy's.
I can't hear you very well in my ear, but we're talking about Rio Tinto. The results came in, a little bit below expectations, I would say. And it was largely in line with a lot of the other results we've seen from the big global mining companies over the past week or so, from BHP, from Vale, and others. Look, last year was a strange year for commodities. There were record prices in the first half, a big slump in the second half, and a lot of cost inflation on labour, on energy and other inputs. And that's meant that profits have fallen from previous records. Both BHP and Rio today talking up prospects for China. I think the Rio CEO today saying that he thinks the real estate sector, which has obviously been in a very long slowdown, is now in a pretty decent state in China, which is a rather optimistic tone, and also rather upbeat on Europe's economy as well.
And what about the outlook? Because this ultimately is going to be the dictator of where we go with some of these big miners. They were the buyback darlings, weren't they, along with the oil companies. That looks to be in question now, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's right. It looks like to some extent Rio's going from being a bit of a cash cow to something a little bit more modest. Look, the outlook very much depends on the commodity markets this year. At the moment there's some divisions between bulls and bears. On the one side you see companies like Goldman constantly talking up prospects for China's markets and the fact that inventories for things like copper and aluminum are extremely low. But there's a lot of caution around just the global economy as well, that's feeding into a relatively cautious outlook from the miners themselves.